might disrupt people right off the rip, but the Ravens shouldn't be trying to extend Lamar Jackson right now with 2 years left on his deal. Ideally, if the two options are extend or trade, you listen to trade options and look at what you can potentially get back for Lamar Jackson. If those are the two options, extend or trade, you got to at least see what's out there, Lynnell.
Josh, I think you're a damn fool when you say that. I think it's crazy. But you're my guy. There's just no way. I think you and others out there have forgotten who Lamar is that quickly.
Well, hold on a second. What good is, not saying that he's going to fall off the map right away, but what good is extending him now when you still got 2 more years of Lamar Jackson to watch?
Because he is at a $74 million cap hit this year. That is totally untenable. And in order for them to better this roster, they need to extend him and lower this year's cap hit. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I think this is kind of the nature of the National Football League. You got to make tough decisions. That's what this week in Indy at the Scouting Combine is about. But, I mean, come on, John. If the decision is extend him or trade him in this draft, you must be Beyonce crazy in love with Fernando Mendoza, if that is the case. And if that's the case, I question your eye for.
Are you suggesting that the Ravens potentially could strike up a deal with the Raiders? Not immediately where my brain was going. I was thinking about, if you're going to reset, don't do it halfway. They just hired a first-time head coach to replace an 18-year Super Bowl championship coach. Their offensive coordinator is the same age as Lamar and has just as much play-calling experience as Lamar Jackson does too, oddly enough. And they're coming off missing the playoffs altogether. You referenced the cap hit. That, again, points to a team that should probably be looking to rebuild, not try to pretend as if Lamar's best days are ahead of him when he's 29, having played 8 years in the league. He's taken a lot of hits dating back to his 3 years starting at Louisville. There simply isn't a good track record for quarterbacks approaching 30 and approaching 10 years in the league.
But you're talking about him
when you get to a decade.
This isn't the status. This is Lamar Jackson we're talking about. This isn't your average run-of-the-mill quarterback. We're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. You want to trade him in the middle of his prime.
You know where my feet are. What's your nickname for me? What's my nickname?
The King of North Kakalaki. I mean,
correct. I'm in North Carolina. I saw this same movie, Lynnell. 10 years ago, I was told the Panthers missed the playoffs in 2018, and I was told, hey, Cam Newton won an MVP. Cam Newton is one of the best physical freaks we've ever seen in the league. He took you to the playoffs a year ago. He's 29. He's approaching year 9.
Cam Newton is not in the same stratosphere as Lamar Jackson.
They waited until it was too late to move him.
You're talking
but the principle's the same.
The
principle is the same.
The principle changes. The principle changes when the difference in quarterback changes. You're comparing Cam to Lamar. These are two. Lamar's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is Cam? Lamar's in 2000. It's like 2024 was forever ago. I get he was hurt this past season, but in 2024 he put together the best quarterback season we've ever seen in the history of this league. First player in NFL history.
Cam Newton had one of the greatest seasons we ever saw.
This was the
15-1.
This was the greatest season statistically.
Cam won. Cam went to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson didn't. Last I checked, 15-1.
Circumstance.
So you want to talk about greatest seasons? Joe Flacco had a better playoff run than Lamar Jackson's ever had. But the games that matter most.
The idea, there's no precedent for a team trading their franchise quarterback in the heap of his prime. That's what I'm saying. I think the idea.
He's not in the heap of his prime. That's the part you need to accept.
Josh, he's a year removed. He's a year removed from having the greatest quarterback season ever.
Yeah, a year removed from his prime.
Come on, you act like he's falling off of a cliff in 1 year.
I think that's what I'm telling you. You want to go historical circumstance. There isn't really a historical precedent of a guy who plays like him playing his best football when he turns 30. There is no precedent for that.
And in this situation, there probably will never be one again because he is that talented. Just like no one's put together the season that he put together in 2024, first quarterback ever to go for 4,000-plus passing yards, 800-plus rushing yards in a season. He got robbed of MVP because we were crying for crybaby-ass Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, who we constantly make excuses for. I feel like
He's missed 15
undervalue
games
Lamar
the last
Jackson.
5 years. He's missed No, it's again about what you're going. You're not extending based on what Lamar did 2 years ago.
What's the
You're
succession
projecting the succession plan.
What will
the
be your
succession
succession
plan is you just hired a young OC who's never done this before, a head coach who's never done this before. That's not the right supporting cast for a team that has the best betting odds to win the Super Bowl or go to the Super Bowl
them for
out of
being
the
talented?
AFC.
They're a talented group. What you're saying because you're resetting organizationally, you should reset at quarterback as well? Good luck finding another franchise quarterback.
Fired? You know?
Good luck finding. That's my whole thing. There is no. I can see if there was a concrete replacement. You're going fishing in a league where we're seeing it right now, this offseason in particular, and we hit this on the head last night. There is a scarcity of good quarterbacks in this league. It's like a game of musical chairs, and there are too many chairs. Not enough people to play the game. Derek Carr, I don't know if you just saw this, Josh. Derek Carr, I said this to you, Denton. Derek Carr coming out of, like, that's how desperate the league is for quarterbacks, that Derek Carr can come out of retirement, a dude who was nothing more really than a jag while he was healthy and active before he decided to hang it up. Like, we're going and calling on him, and you're trying to move off of Lamar freaking Jackson?
But why? What makes you think stability-wise, in terms of his health, that Lamar has the goods to be
How many
what
playoff
these other
games
guys?
has Lamar missed because of injury?
He missed one against the Bengals. They lost with Tyler Huntley.
Throughout the course of how many years? One.
How many playoff games have a lot of
so
the
his
great
him missing a regular season game that he would have played in because it's not a playoff game, the significant, you know what I'm talking about in terms of
when did the NFL become the NBA? Load management in the NFL? What are you talking about?
When you're dealing, first of all, if it's a playoff game, all bets are off. You're getting shot up and you're playing. They're the Ravens.
He missed the playoff game, and he got knocked for it, too.
To each its own with that. But you know what I'm saying
in terms of... This is the same dude you talked about in December because that story came out talking about his work ethic and staying up too late and playing video games and perhaps falling asleep in meetings. Same dude that could have made $750K for simply showing up to off-season workouts.
He's balling. He doesn't need it. Do you see his team?
Okay. But that's the dude you're going to say is going to defy the norm of what running quarterbacks have been, which is generally spent by the time you're 30. That's the guy who's going to break it. And again, his contract goes through 2027. Part of me thinks, play this out a little bit more. They're not two options. It's not trade or extend. Play it out.
You're missing the key problem here and why we're even talking about an extension.
I heard you.
$70 million. You can't field a roster, a Super Bowl caliber one, if your quarterback is eating up that percentage of the cap.
And you're going to be sacrificing the
and
rest
the cap
of
is
your
going
future
up. So
when he's broke. Yes, the right thing is either waiting it out a little bit. Hey, how about Lamar shows us he has 2024 form this season? Let's
how long
see
has Lamar
first.
Jackson been in the league, and how many games has he missed? The narrative that you're trying to
I just told you 15 in 5 years.
The 3 games, and in some of those games, Josh, and in some of those games, if it was a playoff game, you don't think he would have played?
Dude missed a playoff game. No, I'm just telling you.
He was genuinely hurt and couldn't play, but like you see what I'm saying with that.
I'm reporting back to you again as somebody who's seen this movie before. I'm telling you, it doesn't get better in year 9 and year 10. The best of Lamar Jackson is the first 8 years of Lamar Jackson, not the second 8, because you generally don't get more than 10 or 11 years.
You would call the move having foresight by Baltimore. I would think they're being ludicrous. What is your replacement in this draft? Well, how are you? Because assume
no, you're
if
rebuilding
you're Baltimore,
this year.
If you're
next
Baltimore,
year's draft's the greatest draft we maybe seen in years. They're talking about next year's draft.
Yes,
that's
110%.
This is the rebuild. That's the plan. But who knows? 310-840-4910. If you want in, let us know. Should the Ravens trade or extend Lamar Jackson? Those are the two options that we're putting out there.
I can't believe you have the stones to say that.
840-4910. So, you said
look, in a damn Orioles shirt. Where is the loyalty at, bro, man? Damn. Seriously, I'm stunned.
Is the producer of this program. We've got Oliver taking your calls at 310-840-4910. This segment is brought to you by our friends at Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com.
The other piece of this that I want to double click on is who's your replacement, Josh? If you're the Ravens, you have been one of the gold. You have been one of the gold standard franchises in the National Football League since your inception. You're not just taking a year off and punting in the height of Lamar Jackson's career. What are you telling to your season ticket holders? They don't give a rat's ass that Jesse Minter is taking over. This is the first. You decided to move on from John Harbaugh. You made that decision. Organization.
By asking that question, you just lacked a concept of the history of this organization. It's the same organization that Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl for, and they kicked him to the curb right away, that offseason. So don't tell me that there's this, oh my gosh, we don't know who the alternative is. Yeah,
listen
figure it out.
Hugh on X says, you live and die by Lamar. No one at this point in time can replace Lamar, so thank you. That's my thought on it. What is your alternative?
But why die for 5 years?
What do you mean
later?
Die for 5 years? You were just in the AFC Championship game 2 seasons ago, Josh.
I know, but that was 2 seasons ago.
Last year they were hurt. That's it. Before this injury-riddled season for Lamar, which is a total anomaly for him. This is a one-off for him. Throughout the track, this is the most games he's ever missed, correct? In a season.
Don't
yes.
think that's right.
Lamar Jackson missed how many? 4 games this year?
No, I think he missed. We'll have to double check real quick.
He missed almost 4 or 5 games this year. This is the most games he's ever missed in his career. So, I'm willing to give him a pass.
He missed 5 in 2021 and in 2022. It's facts.
So you're saying that you think there's now a track record of him being, quote, injury prone. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
I'm saying his age and the way he plays tells us that he's injury prone.
What do you mean the way that he plays, though, Josh? When you get to talking about the way that he plays.
He takes a lot of hits, man.
No,
Did you not listen to Jesse Minter's introductory press conference where he's talking about what makes Lamar Jackson more special than anyone else is the play and play and then what he can do improvising and running the ball? I'm telling you that doesn't get better in year 10.
Lamar Jackson's the greatest running quarterback we've ever seen play this game. You know what's so special about him and why he doesn't miss games and why he doesn't miss games at the rate that you're making it seem?
He has missed games. We just made that point.
Josh, look at how many years he's been in the league, though. You're talking about 5 games, a couple of times in 2 seasons.
And then last year, 4.
Josh, how many games has Lamar Jackson missed in his career?
I don't know. I just told you 15 in the last 5 years.
My whole thing is he's been in the league since, 2018? 2019 as a starter?
Uh-huh.
And he's missed only that amount of time?
I wish players played forever, too. I wish they did. Honestly.
I
wish LeBron could play forever.
For you to try to call the end of the Lamar Jackson era less than 18 months off of the greatest quarterback season that's ever been put together in the history of this sport is nuts.
I'm saying it's better to trade him than extend him, is what I'm saying. He has 2 more years left. I don't think 32-year-old Lamar Jackson is what you want on your team.
Where does the responsibility fall on the Ravens to put a good team around Lamar Jackson on the offensive side of the football?
Your words were they have a Super Bowl team around them. That was you 5 minutes ago.
At the receiver spot? No.
Okay.
Look, the guy, the 4 horsemen, as I like to call them. Look at their receiving course compared to what Lamar's had throughout the course of his career. I feel like you're putting it all on Lamar, the shortcomings that they've had. The idea of, because I'm trying to figure out why you would rather move off of him for what than extend him. What is your alternative is my whole thing.
A lot of draft picks. That's what you get. And you have
are those draft picks going to guarantee you a a first ballot Hall of Famer at quarterback?
No.
So why
But it's
do
going
it?
to be better. It's going to be better than 32-year-old Lamar Jackson, who might be out of the league at that point.
Wow.
3 years? 3 years from now? I'm saying it's possible. I'm saying the track
doesn't
record told us that. I just saw this movie with Cam. He doesn't get hurt. He does. Don't lie. He does. He missed
a game. Him missing a game and him missing a game because he got nicked up with an ankle and they're playing a bad team and you don't play him because it's a playoff game. Because it's not a playoff game. Like that's my whole.
Oh, by the way, how did it go this year by not treating every game like it's a playoff game when the last game of the year you had to win to get in? You're not some team that could just coast.
I think the games he missed this year were because he literally was not physically able to play. Because when he was playing, he wasn't 100%. It was very clear and obvious.
Making my point for me here, bud. In addition to taking your calls on this subject, 310-840-4910. What's a better option? Extend them or trade them? 310-840-4910. We'll tell you why the NFL Combine has me thinking about Auto Trader and really cool Hemis. That's next on Westwood One Sports Night.
How long